Hello once again and welcome to my Xenoblade Chronicles X playthrough, a series in which I detail my entire journey through the game from start to finish. So without further ado, let's begin. So first off, if you watched the last video in the series, you shall remember a certain encounter I had with an annoying high level enemy who was near a comms device that I needed to get to. Unfortunately I couldn't get the item without the beast being aggroed and then attempting to try and kill me, which means I decided to abandon this quest with the intention of coming back to it when my character was stronger. Well, as it turns out, I didn't have to wait very long at all to come back and try and retrieve the device, and this is thanks to Link Signy, who left a very helpful comment on the previous video. They stated, "Switch to Elmer and use Shadowrunner to get the comms device near the Grex. To switch, go to party active members and move Elmer to top and use Shadowrunner. It costs 1000 TP. Sorry, I don't know why I said it in an Australian accent. They probably sound nothing like that. That was a bit weird, wasn't it? Moving on. This meant that by switching characters and making use of Elmer's Shadowrunner ability, I'd be able to sneak past the enemy and claim the device. I had no idea that it was even possible to switch which character the player was controlling until I saw this comment. I just assumed that as the game allows the player to create their own character, they have to be in control of them the entire game.
What a fool I was.
Still, there was one problem that remained. I had no idea what the hell TP was, which meant it was time to ask my old pal Google, and it turns out TP means tension points. These are acquired by attacking enemies, and it turns out certain arts such as the Shadowrunner art require TP to use. So I set out to gain some TP by fighting an enemy who I knew I could beat, and then moved to the location where the comms device was situated. I used the Shadowrunner ability, and like magic I managed to stroll past the creature and recover the item. I then proceeded to deliver it to a guy called Connor. After helping him out, I decided to do some more sightseeing around Mira. This spherical-like structure in the distance caught my eye in particular, and I headed off into that direction. To my surprise, I eventually managed to find what looked like another piece of the Lifehold, but I couldn't interact with it in any way, which was a bit annoying. I guess I'll have to come back here at some point later in the story. Anyway, I kept on swimming, making sure to keep away from any high level enemies that were out in the open, until I came across what looked like an entrance to another area. And lo and behold, I had discovered another of Mira's continents. This one going by the name of Slivalum. Why can I not pronounce any of these continents' names? Regardless of what this place is actually called, it looks amazing. I tried exploring the environment a bit, but soon discovered that a lot of enemies in the area were well out of my league. So I decided it was time to get the hell out of there and travel back to New LA. It was here that I came across some guy called Carl. Sorry, I've been watching too much of The Walking Dead lately. Getting back to the topic at hand, this dude tasked me with clearing out a cave full of indigents that was situated near the outside walls of New LA, meaning that they could potentially put the city in danger. Being a heroic gentleman, I accepted this mission. Shortly after, I ran into a guy called Gwyn who asked if he could join my group. Seeing as I haven't had him in my party thus far, I figured it would be a good idea to test him out, and plus I find Lynn quite annoying, so I was happy to swap him for her. We ventured towards the caves where the indigents were, to discover they were all actually infants. I was impressed then that the game offered me two choices as to what to do. I could either kill the creatures or leave them be. Perhaps these indigents will go on to possess some kind of threat in the future, but it's also possible that they may just move on to another area, or there's the chance that they won't even be hostile to humans. And even if they do go on to be a menace to the citizens of New LA, I'm not going to kill infants unless I have to, resulting in me deciding to leave them be, and then notifying Carl about my decision.
Carl?
I'm just hoping that this choice won't come back to bite me in the arse. Whilst in NLA, I ran into yet another random guy who wanted some items, and of course I set out to find them. In my previous video I said I was a bit worried that in the long term it may get a bit tedious running around Mira trying to find random items in order to complete quests. Although now I think I understand why the developers chose this kind of mission design. The reason being is that these kind of quests encourage the player to explore the game world and go off the beaten path. And whilst doing these quests, most players will probably just end up being distracted by something else in the game world and forget about the quest completely until they randomly stumble across the item they need for it hours later. Contrary to my previous thoughts, I actually think this is quite clever gameplay design. And on my quest for a specific item, I too became distracted by the beautiful game world, which resulted in me managing to discover another continent, the desert like Oblivia. I really find it amazing how varied the scenery and wildlife is in each of Mira's continents. Although maybe I should have paid more attention to where I was going than observing the surroundings, as this might have not happened. I did actually end up laughing when I did this. To be honest, I just didn't expect my character to scream out crap as he fell to his death.
And it was at this point that Josh knew he screwed up.
Once again, it was time to make sure my party had all their best gear equipped, and I'm really starting to feel sorry for Elma now. Every time I equip her with the best gear, she comes out wearing some kind of ridiculous outfit. First it was the bra and helmet combo, but now she looks like some weird secretary. At least it wasn't only her who ended up looking weird, as HB turned out looking like a really bad Bruce Lee impersonator. I knew there was a reason why I put you in my party, Gwyn. You the man. It was time. Time to go back and finally settle the score with the thieving Dillis. During my previous attempt at defeating this beast, I was overwhelmed by other indigents, but this time I had no such trouble. Somehow I managed not to aggro any of the other wildlife, and to be honest, I found the Dillis quite easy to beat. My reward was the ability to have HB as a full-time party member. Not that I'll probably use him, as I think he's a dick anyway. Moving on, I decided to do the next story mission, and hang on, why the hell is Lynn a cat now? Lynn, what happened to you whilst you weren't in my party? What have they done to you? This is really weird. I'd been given another mission to find another piece of the life hulk, and on the way I bumped into some guy called Lau, who told me about how much he wanted to see the life hulk. He was desperate to join my party. Initially I refused, but then decided I might as well see what this guy has to offer. The journey to find the life hulk was not easy. I had to travel around the back of a cliff, and it took me a hell of a long time to actually figure out where I was supposed to be going. I made it into a cave and encountered a tyrant called Geralt the Lone and Proud. And ladies and gentlemen, I actually decided to use my brain during this encounter. Thank you very much. I could see that despite him being called the Lone and Proud, this guy actually had a load of backup. So instead of pissing off him and all his friends, I simply just decided to stand back and shoot at Geralt and then let him come to me. In the end I defeated him pretty easy, as I didn't aggro any of his mates. I guess you could say I'm a Xenoblade pro. I wonder what that mechanical thing is over there. Maybe it's some kind of treasure. I'll just have a look. Wonder what it could be. Oh my god, crap, swim faster, quickly, come on, run, swim, come on! After nearly being obliterated by that sleeping god, I stumbled across Fishface. In truth, he actually seems like a pretty cool character, and it's nice to see more intelligent alien races being introduced in the game. Shortly after I met another blue alien, this time in the form of sexy squid lady, but she wasn't so friendly. It turns out she really doesn't like humans at all, stating that we all need to be destroyed. This meant it was time to engage in a boss fight, and things did not go well at all. I died, and died some more. I even tried switching up characters, but that didn't help. Truth be told, I should have probably just given up for a while and leveled up some more, but it was getting late and I was getting cranky and stubborn. Well, even more cranky and stubborn, and I just wanted to beat this damn woman. In the end I did manage to defeat her, but a massive amount of luck was involved. During the victorious fight I ended up getting killed, only to then be revived by my ally. Then just as my team was about to defeat her, I died once again. Luckily the rest of my crew finished off the job before I timed out, which resulted in me finally overcoming this battle after fighting her and her cronies for over an hour. Woohoo! Unfortunately I'm afraid to say that we've come to the end of this episode. As always, I hope you enjoyed the video. Please like, comment and subscribe if you did, and hope to see you all soon. Until next time, goodbye.